You know what I'm drunk off of, everybody? The Drunken news. And it's my favorite thing to get drunk off of. So, Brian.
Yeah.
Maestro.
Mm-hmm.
Would you please?
Sure. So there are 13 items on this list.
Okay. You could not sound so terrified of all 13 of these items.
There's a lot of items. Oh,
Bring it into the real thing.
So the doctor's not in.
Ryan can't have any because he's walking.
The bedroom.
Yeah.
He's gonna walk a couple steps.
He's got about 3 or 4 feet of drywall and random shit between him.
So we've got a lot of Nintendo Switch news, as you could probably have guessed, it being the week after the Switch was announced.
Gross.
So we've got a lot to talk about.
Here you go, G.
Gary, here you go, pal.
Thanks.
So Reggie Fils-Aimé promised that the Switch won't have the NES Classic supply issues, which is a good thing.
Well, let's fucking hope not.
Yeah.
Nobody can get a Switch.
Nice. I tried to get one
Nobody can
today.
get a fucking classic.
Sells out. Best Buy fucked me over. It's like add to cart. I'm like, this sounds like it's great. Cannot add to cart.
I think that the supply and demand issue for their Classic was to hold them over until the Switch comes out anyway. So I bet you they'll have plenty of them.
No, I think.
After the Switch.
I mean, I don't know what the plan is with the Classic, but the Classic was probably to sell a lot to make money because they need money.
Yeah.
Not that
Why
It
would
sounds
you-
like they
Well, they
would
didn't have
We've just
anything-
been talking shit that they could have had so much more.
They didn't have
of them
any
ready to
holiday.
go.
Well, yeah, they didn't have any holiday
True.
things last year, so that's what they had. But in this interview with Wired, Reggie talks about a lot of different things. So I'm just gonna kind of run through a bunch of stuff. So he talks about the free classic game per month, the Nintendo Online Switch service. It's a monthly fee, and one of the incentives is that you get a free classic game per month. You do lose access to that game after a month, though, however. So essentially, you get the access to that game for the period of time, and then after that month, there's a new selection. Then you have the opportunity to buy it. So for people that have never played these classic games, young kids or whatever, if they get the free game, kind of like Games with Gold or PS Plus or whatever, they just don't get to keep it, which is dumb.
I'm glad there was some clarity on that. It is dumb.
Yeah.
It's such a double-edged sword because these games, they're classic games. Potentially a lot of them are probably going to be really fucking sweet, depending on which games they are. And then all of a sudden you only get them for a month and then they're just taken away.
Well, something they don't lose money on that.
No, they don't. But it sucks because if you have one of the other consoles, they let you keep them.
That's what
And it's like it's stupid. It's just another they keep shooting themselves in the foot over.
I think
and
the
over.
best option for them would be if you downloaded it, maybe they throw you a little discount to buy it. That's a better option than just saying.
The better option would just be to get the game.
Well, that is the best option.
I mean, seriously, how much is it really costing them to put that game in?
Nothing.
No, probably nothing.
At this point. And they own these.
And if it's a classic.
Well, I mean, like I said, I've
But
always
also-
argued that service should be a
Like a
Netflix
Netflix.
service. Like,
Yeah.
if you could play all the games and then
For
give you.
$11.99.
Well, yeah, whatever. Or, they could more. You could do
They could
the
charge a lot.
50. The
Don't give
normal
me any ideas,
Xbox.
Steve. Don't give me any ideas, Steve.
Well, no, but
You're
that's
not
what
gonna skip it.
they're not going to do
$7.99.
11. They're going to do an Xbox One PS4 price, 50, 60 bucks a year. But you get access to like a big library of games, and then if you decide I don't want to pay that
Then
per
you're done.
year, then you can't play it anymore.
But,
But you also have the option to buy the games too. Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Moving on though.
That would be smart, Steve. That's not fair there.
No,
Chris
right.
Kohler from Wired then goes on to say, like a lot of people have already spent a ton of money on these classic games on their Wii and Wii U. Are you going to be able to kind of do a backwards compatible thing? And Reggie I'm just paraphrasing here, but he says,
No.
we recognize that consumers have highly concerned about moving to Nintendo Switch without backwards compatibility. My comment is, quote, stay tuned. We understand the concern. More information to come.
What exactly about that was
Well, I actually
I
heard.
paraphrased
Oh,
things
yeah.
before that.
I heard that there'll be another service akin to like the Wii U upgrade.
Okay.
But you can't do, so I think you definitely can't do Wii to Switch.
You have to do Wii to Wii U to Switch.
Right. But there might be some fuckery with that. But I know, I definitely read something that said you can do a Wii U to Switch type deal. So
We
would
shall
be nice.
see March 3rd, I'm imagining.
But who the
Yeah.
fuck knows,
could
you
they
know?
buy a Wii U?
There's also, he comments on the, I guess, the online support, the online chat. So the way to I guess, use online chat is to have an app on your phone and then plug in your headphones
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
and use that. Now,
Verified the
I
situation.
saw a funny picture.
Dude,
Somebody
this
was
is
like,
like
"Oh, this is
ridiculous."
the new Switch app for voice chat,"
Right.
and it was just a picture of a telephone.
yeah.
Classic.
I saw a really funny one that was the exact same thing, except it was 2 cups in a string.
Oh, I saw that. You retweeted that, I think.
Did
or
I?
something.
Yeah, I fucking died.
Oh no, it's Brian.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
alright.
Well, I don't know why I thought Justin.
I might have
on
retweeted
Twitter.
off
Yeah,
of that.
Justin on Twitter, not happening.
No.
Yeah.
But
Brian probably did it.
Probably gave
like
it a
it
little
does
like.
it does make sense. It's fucking stupid, but if you're taking the system on the go and
Yeah.
you need the voice chat, you can't like unplug your heads, like take your headphones and then plug it into.
Really?
The-
Because my
the Switch?
headphones right now can't.
Well,
I
yeah,
can
they
plug
go
them into my phone. if I
they go
wanted
into
to.
the phone, but I don't think that
They have an aux
the
port?
Switch has the capability to do that. I'm
Well,
saying
is that
crazy.
the Switch's fault or
Yes.
Or is that my
I
fault?
think
I think you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. I think it's the smartest
just
way
sassing
to
it.
do it
the way
with
that they're
the
doing?
shitty way that they're doing it. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think.
What about if their just machine had it, and you could just plug it right
Yeah.
into your
No.
machine?
Exactly.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Justin, for
yeah.
reiterating what I
Yeah, I know.
just said.
Yeah.
Very helpful. Fourth
We-
line.
There we go.
I think it's very it's dumb as shit, but I really, really want to hear their reasoning. Why? Like I want to hear their logic.
Well,
I'm very intrigued by
You're
that.
never gonna hear
You're never gonna hear it, but it's
well,
fascinating because it's
Reggie
like
says
what's
it right
his-
here. He says
What?
He says it right here. So the reason for that is it continues to reinforce our commitment to online and to do so in a way that will enable the consumer to enjoy the Nintendo Switch and still be able to play those connected experiences like Splatoon, Kart, fill in the blank, while they're on the go. Instead of having some sort of bulky gamer headset, you will be able to do it right off your smartphone. You put in the earbuds that you use for your
Those
standard
bulky
mobile
headsets.
device.
So
Make them
instead
think
of
about
having like high quality audio,
We think that's a pretty sweet solution.
yeah,
He almost said absolutely nothing, and then the things he did say were dumb.
He's saying, hey, why would you want one of these bulky headsets that no one complains about and only he writes good reviews for when you could use the iPhone headset that
It's
doesn't
all
have
just
a
code.
fucking
It's all
plug
code for them
anymore?
saying we don't know how to do this well.
Yeah.
Will that work if you have the
Figure
new
out.
iPhone and no way to plug in your headphones?
that's right.
You know?
That I wouldn't. Yeah.
Well, you would need the jack.
You
then,
just
yeah.
need a
But
normal.
again,
You need normal headphones that should be on the iPhone to begin with.
Yeah.
But that's another
But
fucking
there's no
conversation.
way to like. So my question is, from this, is there a way to, like, I like to play games with
Big
my
phone.
headphones on.
Well, the Switch does have an audio jack in it. Does
Okay,
have a
Just not when
3.5.
you're on the go.
Just well, the thing
Or
is,
in your
they don't
phone.
have
It's just
they
not-
don't have the app. They don't have the capability to do it across different devices.
There's
That's
literally
their issue.
no way
Yeah.
to hear the game while you're on a voice. They want to treat this as a Wii Speak. I imagine they envision you opening the app without headphones and leaving your phone next to you, like a speakerphone, and talking, because there's no way for you to hear
Ugh.
game audio
Oh!
while doing a voice chat.
Who would do such a barbaric thing?
You know,
Yeah.
and
It's
Dumb.
it's bad.
That is
Moving on. It's
ridiculous.
bad.
it's bad. It's
No,
it's very bad.
It's bad.
But I don't know. I mean, the
Kill
games.
me
I
now.
mean, the games Nintendo makes.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
What?
That sounds
Do you need another fucking
He's-
cookie?
No,
sounds
he's
terrifying.
he's just hogging it up, if you will, hamming it up, hamming it up.
Working it up.
Working it up.
He's kind of like,
Yeah, he's
hold on,
yeah,
working
going
on.
But Reggie also said that they're going to have about 2 million units shipped worldwide for launch, especially through the first month. And he's saying that that's a huge number. I can tell you,
That's a good number.
that's a good number, yeah, but I feel like I can't, like, I have a pre-order, but if Justin decided he wanted one tomorrow, he can't find a pre-order anywhere.
I think with the, yeah, but I think
Fuck.
the 2 million number is a lot. I think with that you should be able to roughly go in
play
and
Skyrim.
get one. That's a lot for a launch.
No, it is.
Yeah,
So
so you
I
think
think-
we're gonna, the stores are just gonna get more?
I think
than-
it'll be every week. It'll be a pretty good supply.
Gotcha.
You
Okay.
know? I mean, 2 million. Like, I think that's a good
I
amount.
think there'll be a surge of where you can't really find them for the first
Probably-
3 weeks to like a month, and then they're just going to be sitting on shelves.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna
Potentially,
be
yeah,
an issue.
I could see that.
But
But I think it's not going to be that. Even if it's like not on, I don't think it's going to be that hard to get one. Like I don't think it's going to be like
right now
crazy.
it is. Right now it is.
Well, of course, yeah.
We'll,
That's what they're doing. They're building up hype.
Yeah, we'll see it. We'll see come March. But there's other Nintendo Switch news. The TouchSense has a haptic technology which will be implemented in the touchscreen. I'm going to defer to God Mike back there because
It's basically what's on an iPhone 7.
There you go.
Oh, thank
So
you.
your
Gary.
home button, you know how it was a button before, and now it's just more of a touchscreen.
Yep, I gotcha.
Yep, that's basically.
It's gonna
what it
be
is.
so fucking cool. You have no idea.
Also similar to
You're gonna be
what's
able to
in the new
touch it.
MacBooks, the MacBook Pros recently.
It's gonna work.
Yeah, it's pretty.
We already have fucking touch
pretty
screen.
fucking evolutionary.
A lot of
revolutionary.
it's been a lot of people.
Fucking fantastic.
People have played the Switch that talk about the feedback.
Yeah,
It's and especially the HD Rumble.
which we can get into.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, let's
On the next
rumble it up.
page of news.
Oh wait, maybe I don't. It's
Yep.
just another Joy-Con piece of information.
Oh.
But yeah, the HD Rumble
Rumble.
has been highly praised. It feels, I guess they say it feels really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait.
It
to
feels
feel
great.
The Rumble
I mean,
does feel really good.
It's-
Steve.
I love a good rumble. Don't get me wrong.
Just rumble this phone.
All right. Anyway, so the Joy-Con grip that's bundled with the Nintendo Switch actually doesn't charge your Joy-Con. So the actual controller for this console that you slide in the Joy-Cons, it doesn't charge it.
Because it's just made as plastic
comes
It's just
square.
a piece of plastic.
It's just a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
So
that comes with the.
yeah,
That's what
there
it
is a way to charge the Joy-Con controllers.
That's just an extra $70.
No.
Way on
Inbox. There is a way to do it. And I don't know why people are freaking out that
I freaked
the
out
plastic grip
All right,
doesn't
calm the
charge
fuck down over
controllers.
there.
I'm freaking out.
So the problem is that these little Joy-Cons, let's say they have 20 hours, is what everyone's saying, is that they're hawking it for about 20 hours of playtime. So they don't charge while they're in the main controller, but if you need to charge them, you literally slide them onto the tablet while it's docked, and it charges it. I do not understand why people are fucking
Can
freaking out about
you
it.
charge it and play it at the same time?
No.
That's probably what they're freaking out about.
But at what
No,
point?
you can.
No,
just
you
not in the dock.
You can't charge
Charge
it.
it.
The only time you can charge the Joy-Cons are when it's docked and turned off.
You sure?
Positive. That's what it says right here.
Oh.
So I can imagine people.
So
are
you
probably
can't have
like,
a cable come out of it while playing.
No. So I don't get why people are freaked out. If you have 20 hours of gameplay,
Dude, my Xbox 360 controller probably has more than, or my Xbox One controller probably has more than 20 hours, and I'm still always on the verge of dying because I never have it plugged in.
well,
So,
whose fault is that?
I'm saying it's my fault, but it's also a lot of gamers are not constantly just like, oh,
Yeah,
let me
but the
make
thing-
sure I'm docking it and
The
plugging
thing
it in.
is, Justin, when you're done playing the Switch, you are gonna dock it because where else are you gonna really?
Put it.
I guess.
I mean, you could
got
leave
it.
If you're
the
at home,
Yeah,
you could
because
leave
where
the
else the fuck
Joy-Cons.
are you gonna put
yeah.
it? It's not
Yeah.
a regular controller. You're right, you got me there. Unless you got to put on the Pro controller and you're just leaving it around.
Which
Yeah,
also
which-
there is another piece of equipment that you can buy, which is priced at I don't know, 35
$700.
bucks. It says 28 pounds. I don't know. That's probably 35 bucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every
Palms dropping
little
fast.
piece of accessory costs a
So
lot of
much
money.
more.
Like even like the little
It doesn't
Strap
come
is
with the
20
A
bucks.
strap.
It doesn't come with the A button. You'd be surprised by that.
Yeah, the fucking accessories are ridiculous.
Yeah.
For ridiculously priced.
Because they have no games, they gotta make money, so they gotta do something.
No, I think they just want to squeeze extra money.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're trying to get as much
It's a very
out of this launch
very
as
Apple
they can because they know
move
they're
at the
gonna move on
moment
to the next
to do.
thing.
Yeah, because every other day they have a new thing that they
Yeah.
support, and they just leave the other one
There
dead
you go.
behind.
Well, you know what's not being support on the Switch is Borderlands 3.
Those poor bastards, because that's gonna be a smash hit. That's
you know,
gonna be like
you
a
know,
fucking explosion.
the only thing that I'm excited about
Imagine if you could play it on the go.
is
Stop it.
yeah,
And
it
it's
was.
called the Vita on
No, right?
Borderlands 2. So
This
I'm
guy
just
said
happy that Randy Pitchford is talking about Borderlands 3.
yeah, because you
That's
need to
the best
stop
part of
talking
this.
about fucking Battleborn.
He
Get that
just
shit-
tweets out Battleborn keys, and I'm like, you're not gonna get me to go back and play it.
He tweets out keys, and I'm like, I don't own the game, and if you gave it to me for free, I wouldn't even go and download it.
Yeah.
I would not go and download it.
But
I don't know who he is.
Borderlands
but I agree with
3,
Absolutely all day.
Twice a day.
absolutely, this game is gonna be a banger.
Yeah,
And
but it's not going to be a banger on the Switch, Gary.
That's not.
So-
it's not.
Speaking to Twitter CEO of, fuck, I can't think of it right now.
Me neither.
Gearbox. Christ, thank you. So noted that when he was asked about a Switch port, quote, "I do not see this happening, as we were talking to Nintendo, but that stopped for some reason. I guess they had other priorities."
That's, to me,
Sounds like they blew him off.
Yeah.
that's a great co-op multiplayer game. That's a third-party game. That's a huge game.
That's a huge third-party game that you should have on your
You should
console.
have, if you're trying to compete with Xboxes and PlayStations, that's a game that's like,
Shit. Here we go.
you have to have that game.
That
on
could
console.
sell some consoles. I mean, people could be like, oh,
Not to
I
mention,
haven't bought
I
a new
haven't-
console yet.
And I can play it on the go. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
That would be
Like,
great.
you know what I mean? You're just like, all right, so I really want this weapon. You know, I gotta go to work. Fuck, I'm gonna take the train for 30 minutes.
And
I
you
take
can
it
farm
and you
that
can
boss.
farm that same boss over and over and over again and hope to get it. Like, that is a perfect.
And now,
on-the-go
nowadays,
game.
the quick save is like in every game,
It just-
basically.
To me, it just scares me as being somebody that has pre-ordered Zelda on the Wii U.
Good call.
That, I'm scared for the Switch when it comes to third-party support. I think it's not really coming.
Are you surprised?
No, I'm not surprised,
Right.
but I was hopeful.
Sad. Yeah.
Here's
I was
my
hopeful
thing.
when they
Hopeful.
were slamming Skyrim, whether I can't even look on the internet to find out if it's the remaster version or the original version.
There's no-
And I have literally looked into this, and I have looked through websites and trying to find, is it the remaster? Is it the original? I don't know.
I don't-
And I think they're in trouble because I think that they're going to have small companies, or not small companies, like company like Ubisoft that's going to be putting out these indie games that are going to make money for their big AAA games that are not going to come out on the Switch. And that's what's going to be coming out on.
You're going
Sure.
to be playing.
I don't think they give a
China,
fuck.
But not the new
Here's my thing.
They don't give a fuck, but at the end of the day, it's going to be another Wii U. It's going
No,
to be another
no.
Wii U. It
But
is.
no, I think
It
this console is
is.
very different because it's probably the closest one they said that they've made that says it's almost a fuck you to third parties. This system was not made to get third parties. This system is made for Nintendo to maximize their ability to make their own first party games
What?
without third parties.
What if
I don't think they
So
really
then-
give
so
necessarily
Steve,
about third parties
so
anymore.
then why were they so heavily promoting, hey, we got third-party support, we got third-party support, we got Bethesda, we got Ubisoft, we got all these people. But hey,
He is.
guess what?
True.
We don't. This Switch is not made for third parties, and that's what we're proud of. Like, what are you talking about right now?
None of
Like,
their
what
consoles
are
are
you
like
talking about? Because if
The
weeks
design,
and
I
weeks
mean, they
ago-
can say whatever they want, but the design of the system is very much them focusing on themselves.
yes,
Combining, the way they've brought together their mobile and console divisions in their company,
correct.
and the design of the system is very
I
much
agree with
focused
you.
on not
I agree
fucking
with
over. I mean,
I think it's made for Nintendo. It's made for
Right.
their first party.
That's
games.
my thought.
But my whole thing is, why are they pushing all these third party games and third party support when you're not gonna have it? And at the end of the day,
Well, they're pushing
you don't
a lot
even
of
have the
third-party-
first party support because you don't even have the games coming
There's
out at launch.
pushing a lot of
You don't.
third-party
You don't
indies
have support for
support.
anything.
We're not gonna go off.
I mean, but the thing, or here's my thing. Like, are you actually gonna buy a third-party game on the Switch, or are you gonna buy it on
If
the Xbox
there was
One?
enough, it would be a
So
good price point.
you already own an Xbox One, you own a PS4. You're not the market for that.
But if you didn't,
No.
but
If you
I'm
didn't-
not
So,
sitting there
like-
like I don't have to right now.
Like, you would never buy it on that.
But
you would
if
buy
you
it.
didn't have a console and you were looking to buy one, and most people like.
Yeah, but then if
Mario
you're
and stuff.
buying, though, if you don't have a console, most people are buying. The reason you buy a Nintendo console is for the Nintendo games.
True.
Yes.
That's what the Wii U was. That's what the Wii was. That's what everything was. Is because you're buying those consoles for those Nintendo games, and that's why they were in this trouble when we were saying about Wii U. And everybody's going, well, they're in trouble. They gave up on it because they're going to the Switch. The Switch is gonna have third-party support. It's gonna be fucking awesome. It's gonna be the savior.
gonna have all these
and now
games.
all of a sudden, it's all about Nintendo again. Like, that's what keeps getting them in trouble. And they're gonna continue on this path where, give it a year and a half, and they're gonna be moving on to the next thing. I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be another Wii.
Well, it's a very what? None of that made sense.
So I
It
think
did.
so.
I
Like
think
it
it makes
did.
perfect sense to me. It
It's-
makes perfect sense.
The
There's no
Nintendo
third-party
Switch,
support.
the Nintendo Switch is in concept a great console for me. So I'm thinking it's going to be an awesome handheld hybrid like home console thing. The best thing about the Switch, the most enticing thing about it is the console itself. The idea of having it on the go, playing the exact same game, not having to worry about switching save files or whatever. Everything is there, native, done, boom, great. If I didn't have any other consoles and I bought a Wii or a Nintendo Switch, I would be pissed because then I would need another console to play the majority of video games out on the market. But what Steve is trying to get across to you guys is that people buying this console are usually getting it for first-party Nintendo games, which again you agree on. But the problem is, and I agree with you, is that it is going to turn into another Wii U unless they turn it around and have all of their 3DS games that they're developing for then come to the Switch. But the problem is they're still developing for the 3DS is what they're saying. After
they said that about the DS, and then that turned into be bullshit.
From the outside
the
looking
Wii U's
in,
also different because the Wii U had a huge fucking marketing issue. Like people didn't understand. What? Well, the Switch is very clear. I mean, what's the marketing issue with the Switch? What's the confusion? You understand what it is.
Is
The
this
Wii U had a huge
Skyrim
problem.
Skyrim remaster? I don't know.
That's a
It's
game issue.
confusing.
That's not a console issue. The Wii U had issues with, is this gamepad work with my Wii?
Yeah.
Like that was a huge fucking barrier of entry.
I get it.
But the thing is how many quality games are they going to come up with before they just give up and they say, because like before we talked about a long time of expecting games to come out, and we almost expected all these cool games to be out, but then they're just like, you know what, actually just the console is cool, that's it. And you're like, oh, okay.
But it's
what are you referring to?
So,
that no games come out still, and it's been like 8 years
it's
since
just
fucking Nintendo
discouraging.
made a good game.
It's discouraging to see a developer like Gearbox in the game
No, I agree. Yeah.
Borderlands 3 say, like a developer come out and say, the CEO of the Gearbox say that they were in talks. I don't know what happened. They have another direction.
Right,
that's not good.
No, I agree. Like that's disheartening to hear that. Oh, we were in discussions, and for some reason
he's putting the blame on them, saying they stopped talking to us.
Right.
You know,
and that's not ideal for people who do want that would like third party. I mean, you would
ideally, and that's why like people want to have one console that they can play everything.
The enticement of third parties on the Switch is the fact that it's a console game that I can take portable. Like that's cool. If I can get console level games on the go, that's great. Like Brian's argument. Like I'm not denying that for sure. Yeah, and it's absolutely bad. I would never deny it's bad not to have third parties.
Yeah.
But maybe that's the direction they're saying fuck it. I mean I don't know.
Because they're showing the first parties is very very poor. And it's now we don't have any third parties.
My only issue is that they didn't come out guns blazing. If they do have stuff up their sleeve and they're saving that for E3, that's fine. But I feel like at this point, what they needed to have done is they needed to have a fucking strike. And
they definitely fucked up that second. Like that first scene, you know, when they first showed the console, there was a lot of hype with that.
Yep.
And then they built a bit of hype saying, we got all these fucking games. And regardless of whether or not they have them or not, the ones they showed us they don't, like they're not there. Like we're not getting them.
They're not ready.
We're not on launch day, and they're not probably even in launch window. Well, I mean, what's launch window? Like 6 months.
And we don't have all these services, right, Brian?
We don't have all these services until March. We also don't have. So another fucking fumble. Segue. Nice.
Gotcha.
Is that Switch won't have Netflix or other multimedia functions at launch. So we don't.
You have to turn on your other console just.
Well, I don't give a fuck about that.
I think the masses that use their home entertainment system.
It might have been a bigger deal 10 years ago. I don't think it's that big of a deal now with people getting smart TVs and get their own fucking boxes. I don't think they need another device to have Netflix on it.
So Steve, this is the issue
I only use my console. I don't have for a long time, regardless, even if it was the last generation.
My only thing back to you is the fact that it just sounds like these are things that everybody has Netflix in some capacity. Everyone has like some sort of smart TV or whatever it may be. But the thing is, this is the norm now, and you don't even have the norm on your console. Like this should be standard. It should be launch day, you should have voice chat. You should have all these apps. You should have Netflix, HBO Go. You should have Hulu.
I don't agree with the apps thing. I agree with the voice chat for sure. Like, yeah, the fucking games. If you're having online games,
you're releasing a system and saying, hey, I have 6 games, and we have tentative dates for everything else coming out, and we don't have these. We don't have Netflix. We don't have Hulu. We don't have HBO. We don't have any of these apps.
Are you gonna fucking? I mean, my thing is, are you gonna watch them on that? Like, that's my thing.
If that's the only one you have,
well,
I mean, if it's the only one you have, it's a big deal. But like, let's be honest,
it is a big deal. The problem is that if I'm playing Breath of the Wild or whatever, and Tia comes home, and we're like, all right, cool, let's watch a movie. I then have to turn off my Switch, dock it, turn my PlayStation 4 on, or my Xbox, switch the input, then open up Netflix. Or just use my TV, the smart TV. The problem is that it should just be able to natively have it. Ideally, do I need another Netflix machine? No. But it should just be it should just come standard. There's no reason why it's not on there. It's on Wii U, it's on the Wii.
What if
it's on the 3DS.
What if you're a Nintendo guy and you use your Wii U right now to watch Netflix or Hulu?
Then you still have your Wii U to watch your Netflix and Hulu because it's not on the Switch.
And you get your Switch, and now you have to keep that shit plugged in.
But again, it's not at launch.
It's not but it's
again,
not like it's oh my god. But it's
weird.
just like this should be the standard.
Yeah,
well,
weird.
I don't think any of these things are like a oh my god thing. It is okay. So you have this great console, you have one good game, and then you have games on the horizon, and then you're missing all of these little things that add up that just pile on top of the shit show that you.
And then you're
showed
still
us.
charging $80 for a controller.
I mean, you're never gonna be okay with that.
No, I'm not. No, I am not.
But that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Let's move on from Nintendo. Let's move on because we have other shit that we need to talk about.
Okay.
So Noir is adding PvP as a free DLC after launch. I don't know what Noir. What is it?
It's like
Neo. Okay. So Neo is a PvE experience.
So it is pretty much Dark Souls, but it takes place in a Japanese setting, and it is made from the people that made
Ninja Gaiden.
Okay. And it is.
Lucas would probably love this game.
Well, no, it plays like Dark Souls, not necessarily Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah,
I see.
It does. So it has like bonfires, it has bosses, it has all these things. They are priding themselves on the fact that this game is super difficult. So it's one of those games that's coming out Q1. It's coming out
next month.
So that's fairly soon.
Anthony's real excited.
I'm excited too. I'm gonna get it.
I mean,
but
hopefully difficulty isn't the only thing they're bringing. Hopefully it's like a solid gameplay.
Well, it looks solid.
It's crisp.
It looks like it looks
nice.
faster than Dark Souls because I mean it's Japanese and you're like samurais and stuff like that.
Cool.
But it's not releasing with PvP, which I know some Dark Souls people.
They're super into it now.
Yeah.
Because that's all you can do now.
Yeah, you can't just kill people. Like I gotta
I'm gonna fight 5 people to kill at once.
Exactly, but it's just a feature that was left off that should be standard.
Yeah, I mean we have these talks about standards.
Yeah.
And you don't
we have
necessarily
these
lower
standards.
them.
They're not really high standards.
Right.
They're just it's what the norm is.
Yeah.
That's all I'm asking.
You shouldn't have to lower your standards, but
If I ask for like a double cheeseburger, give me 2 patties.
yeah, that's all you're asking because
That's
it's just what was
2
implied.
patties.
Exactly.
All right, so moving on from Nihon, which sounds great.
Nihon.
You'll let us know how it is, I'm sure, in 2 weeks or so. But Playdead co-founder was paid $7.2 million to leave the company after a messy falling out.
He was paid.
He was paid.
Oh, earlier I thought you said he paid, and that's why I was so dumbfounded. I'm like, he paid $7 million to leave?
No.
So
He's a rich
excuse me.
motherfucker.
So he had some information that they didn't want him to spill.
So why don't you just let me read the
Because I
answer?
want to have a little bit of guessing before we figure it out.
So the answer is no. Playdead co-founder Dino Patti left Playdead. According to a Danish newspaper, Borsen published a story about how there was a power struggle between Playdead's co-founders Arndt Jensen and Dino Patti. Apparently the two had been at odds ever since 2015 when they quarreled over who owned the games or the company's games. Eventually, Jensen and Patti refused to speak to each other directly and only communicated through respective legal teams. In 2015, in November, Jensen released a statement that effectively stated he wanted to find other avenues to create to creatively express himself. So Patty took this as an explicit resignation from Playdead. So he removed Jensen from the company's business registration from the county or the country of Denmark. Jensen's attorneys clarified that he had resigned from his position as creative director, not as a co-founder who still owned part of Playdead. Eventually, things got so heated that the Danish Business Authority intervened. Patty was forced to pay out 50 million Danish krones, which is approximately $7.2 million, for his 47 or 49% stake in Playdead. Jensen won't offer comment. Patty says he's hurt as if he just broke up with a significant other.
So they were intimate.
I don't.
That's what I
that's
gathered
what he
from
got.
all of that. Was
He
the
got
last
from it.
2 sentences.
So
It's interesting.
for those of you that don't know, Playdead are the studio behind Limbo and Inside.
Which were
Both
fucking sweet.
We all,
amazing
I think
games.
everyone has played that.
Yeah. They also actually just tweeted out today a photo of what it looks like inside in space. It just looks like a comet that just crashed into some sort of planet-looking thing, and it's just a boy in red, and you're like, oh,
whatever. I'm gonna play it.
Yeah,
It's probably
inside,
fucking sweet.
Inside in space, low gravity, awesome,
cool. I'm ready.
So, I mean, this is a super messy story.
Yeah.
It's always kind of shitty to see these things happen,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess it is a business.
It's always the kids who suffer.
It is. It's always the kids, and we're the kids, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But moving on, there's a Zelda-inspired game coming to PC. It's called Endis, The Black Gate. A 2-man indie development team, Woke Interactive, has recently announced a Zelda-inspired action RPG, action-adventure game for PC entitled Endis, The Black Gate. There is a trailer for it.
Dude, you're smirking at it.
Because
You're
no one
such
else
a-
has got a PC.
You don't even. It's like he doesn't even give a fuck about the game. It's just like we
Yeah.
can't play it. So he's just
No,
So
I do
Garrett,
give a fuck
like
about
you
the game.
actually
tell
want to
us-
play this, or you just.
I watched the trailer. It looks
You're like,
fucking amazing.
Okay.
What does it look like, Garrett? Is it so?
It
third
looks like
person?
Zelda.
Okay.
It's third person. It looks fairly more realistic graphically.
Okay. So
It's
more
hard to
like
kind of-
Witcher-esque or like realistic,
It's
like Witcher?
closer towards The Witcher than I would say
Breath of
like
the
a
Wild.
cartoonish
Okay.
Breath of the
Gotcha.
Wild or
Mhm.
Zelda.
But again, it is a 2-man team, so it's
But it's
early,
a 2-man team.
Very
It's
early.
very early in development. Like I watched the trailer, it just showed them going to different dungeons. Now I don't know if they're really going hardcore with Zelda because they showed like a fire dungeon. They showed something
Forest,
yeah. So I don't know if they're going that hardcore with it. But he
Sounds like
literally has a shield on his back that looks like the Zelda shield. He's got a sword. He's fighting spiders. There's a giant boss at the end that had like one eye and had these like.
Yeah,
it sounds very,
It's
very
Zelda.
Zelda.
It's very, very Zelda. But it looked fucking sweet. It looked really cool. But it also looks very early in development. So
we'll keep an eye out for it.
We probably won't see this game for at least a couple of years.
All right. Well, pretty cool. Speaking of games that are in development, Portal designer joins a Visceral Star Wars game that's in development.
This game is just padding stats right now.
Yeah. So EA publisher.
But it's just like blowing my mind. So it's like, all right, we're gonna make a Star Wars game. It's like, well, what do we do with like the Star Wars powers? And then these two guys from Portal are like, we got you, man. We'll blow your fucking mind.
Fun fact: it's not a guy. It's female.
Well, this chick's like, we'll blow your mind.
So, publisher EA announced that Kim Swift has joined Motive Studios, which is helping Visceral Games with its highly anticipated Star Wars title. Revealing the news over the EA website, Jade Raymond, the group general manager for Motive and Visceral Games, confirmed that Swift is now part of the Motive Studio teams. She has a huge list of incredible video games under her belt, most known for Portal. So at this point, they have this Kim Swift who worked on Portal. They have Jade Raymond who worked on Assassin's Creed, and they have Amy Hennig that worked on all of the Uncharted. Sounds like a fucking great cast to me.
If this game sucks, there's
It's
something
gonna be
wrong.
bullshit.
Yeah,
There's
I
something
just
wrong.
want them to revive 1313.
I just wanted to E3. They're gonna show off this game. It's coming this year.
I want it Uncharted.
They showed off the teaser last year where they showed
it was
some
like the
screenshots.
5 seconds of like Tatooine.
Yeah, this year
Dying.
all like you want to steal the fucking show. Show some gameplay, and at the very end just 13.
Yeah, absolutely.
people will go fucking
I might poop
bananas.
in my pants.
I mean, they're gonna go bananas regardless if it's 13 or not.
Or if just something
It's
completely
just something Star Wars. It's a cool new story. But if they say 13, it's like one of those games now that everybody.
It's the last
It's almost
Guardian.
fucking taboo
It's the
at
last
this point.
Yeah,
It's
so
the
it's
last
just
Guardian.
like what happened in this game. It was stopped. Now it's not. Now it is. And now
Now
falls-
it can never live up to the hype. So
That's very true.
That's
We found
also
that
true.
out. We found that out
With The
a
Last
couple
Guardian.
different times with Last Guardian, Nintendo Switch. I mean, it just
it should have a new title.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly. It should
It
switch.
should be
its
called
title.
12-12.
It should be
Yeah.
31-31.
Yeah.
Ryan,
Yeah, there you
stop
go.
being so childish.
Real nice. Okay, so the last piece of news that we have this week is Fallout New Orleans was possibly teased by Obsidian.
Fallout anywhere.
Sources!
I don't give a shit. Fallout anywhere.
But you like Mafia 3? That was New Orleans.
Almost made it through. Never completed it. Almost.
You were like really.
I was like ready
close.
to do it.
Little asterisk
That
next to
game
that.
broke me down. It
As if you
finished
made.
me.
Yeah.
It finished me off.
But now you get to do it.
But Fallout anywhere. Who the fuck Fallout? They could make a Fallout. They literally did a DLC of Alaska. It's just all ice. There was nothing there, and it was awesome. So they could do Fallout. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
I'll buy it.
finish me off.
Yeah, legit. It did.
All right, so anyways,
So I'm down. Fallout.
5 months
Australia,
ago,
who
or
gives a
5
shit?
months ago, the trademark was discovered, and then Obsidian Entertainment released a teaser tweet, I think it was. It's an image that is just known as codename Project Louisiana. It features a pipe and a grain with the quote, "I used to dream that when my God came back, he would forgive us."
Doesn't sound Fallout. to me.
That's the trouble with dreams. Sooner or later, we all have to wake up.
Actually,
That sounds
good.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Yeah,
Take
now
that
it
home
does.
and think about it.
But I don't know. Sources.
Yeah,
We'll see.
Again, but
Who knows?
Unfortunately, it is Obsidian though.
well, I mean, did you think that Bethesda Game Studios is going to go back into Fallout? Not a chance. They go in Elder Scrolls.
They go back to Fallout.
No,
Yeah,
they'll do
no.
Elder Scrolls way
Way
before
before,
Fallout.
yeah.
Correct.
Even though the Elder Scrolls Online is still a thing.
But
They're
yeah,
going to do a new Elder Scrolls.
continues
I think they've already hinted to potentially Ellisware, where the Khajiit are from, the cat people.
Yeah,
I'm not
that's
sure.
exactly what it is.
Well, if you fucking paid attention, you fucking
You played Skyrim, bro?
Yeah,
You
you see.
can play it in a couple months.
You never played a
I'm
board
not
game?
sure if it's remastered or not.
Yeah, you
but
never
find
played
out.
Morrowind?
You will find out.
I hope
it's
not.
More inside.
Yeah, me either.
Just to piss you off.
Anyways, that's really it for the Drunken News. We're going to take a quick break and come right back with what we're doing on the site, our Twitter handles, and all that jazz, so stay tuned.